good afternoon, and welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm so excited. It's National Poetry Month, and I have a cousin that is a spoken word poet and an author. And Nick Nova, I'm going to welcome you to Dialogue with Deidre.
Thank you so much for having me.
Look,
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I'm beyond excited.
Let me just say that I have gone and I follow you on Facebook.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've listened to some of your poetry, and it's absolutely amazing.
Thank you. But you're my cousin, so you gotta say that.
No. You can ask anybody. If I didn't think it was amazing, it would be like,
I love that. That's what I need. That's what I need. That's why I love performing out of town, because they don't know you.
They don't.
They don't have to show you love.
So let's take it all the way back. What drew you to spoken word? What started you?
I can say just my love of hip hop. I love the lyrical rappers, like I say good rappers, even like Tupac, Biggie Small, Jay-Z, Eminem, Wayne, guys like that. So, but I just never had that image. I love T.I.
Because he's one of my favorites.
Cold.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I should have said, but my list would have been so long.
Okay.
But T.I. was definitely a part of like my coming up and knowing what a good rapper is, especially from the South.
Okay, and so when did you start writing?
So I started writing for myself. It was 2009. And this was a time in my youth where I was kind of rebelling. It's just, you don't know what to do with all the emotions you're feeling. So I wrote a poem to my big brother that passed away in 1999. It was called A Letter to My Big Brother. And when I got done writing the poem, I felt so much better.
You did.
And I posted it, and people just loved it. I think people love how I put my words together. So it was a new flame, and ever since then I just started writing about anything I could think of, all kind of topics. So that's how I started, just a letter to my big brother.
So what was it about your big brother? So you being the middle child.
Yes,
now, is it 5 boys in the family?
It's 5
I don't know how
no,
your mama.
No sisters.
Oh my goodness.
We drove her crazy.
I know you
Easy.
did. I had 2 sons, and then my first grandchild was a boy, and so it was like, can I just get a girl somewhere?
I think when you want it so bad, I don't think it happens. But yeah, it's 5 of us. Only 3 of us still here.
Yeah.
But that it fuels my passion. My mom was a strong woman. I can say that. Like, she wasn't playing just because it was 5 of us. She wasn't playing with us.
Look, very much a disciplinarian, was she?
Yeah, of anything, everything. She was. I think she knew where we're from, and she knew where we were going. So she wouldn't let us mess ourselves up. So you step out of line. Getting hit.
And it's hard, being a black man in this country anyway. I always, when my sons were coming up, and I kept saying, it's going to be tougher on you. So I'm going to be tough on you, because the real world is tough.
Yeah.
Has that kind of helped shape some of your message?
Absolutely. I always put, I don't just show the pretty parts of my poetry. That's one thing that I pride myself on. I'm going to show you the good and the bad. I'm going to show you the weakness and where you gain strength from it. So definitely being part of Memphis, and my mom always told me, like, you were a young black king. Like, she instilled that in me, and you can see that when I get on stage. I instantly, you got to show people a better way to be, a better way to see the city.
I love it. I love it, because I always would tell my sons too, everybody's going to be looking crazy at you because you are a black man, but you got to know your worth, right?
Yeah.
You got to walk into it.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like that's what Loretta taught you.
Loretta taught me that. And she won't settle for anything less.
I love it. So how did Memphis shape your voice and perspective, though, as an artist?
Well, Memphis beat up on me a lot when I was a kid. I wasn't in the environment that I was in. I was the smart kid, so you could let it change you to another person.
Yeah.
But my mama always instilled, this is who you are. You walk in this. So me being an intelligent young man in an environment where intelligence is not celebrated, it taught me to be yourself. And younger, it didn't work out. But when you get older, you see the difference between you and the people that you grew up with, and it makes you a stronger person.
Self-confidence helped?
Oh yeah, that's my superpower.
It is?
Even when I didn't have it, I had it. I felt that. Like, I always felt a certain way about myself. The confidence is very important.
And it shows up in your artistry?
Yeah. To the point people think I'm really arrogant.
And
I
you're
really
not?
am.
Are you?
But not because I look down on anybody,
Right.
because I see the giant in me.
Good.
But I tell people you're a giant too. Everybody has something that makes them special. I just embrace mine every day. And I'm a Leo, August 3rd.
And then my thing is, there's nothing wrong with being arrogant when you know your worth. You got to know your worth.
And that's another thing, being from Memphis taught me, you're going to have to show it.
Yeah.
You got to prove. You can talk as much as you want to, but when it's Nick Jones coming to the stage, Nick Jones, you got to show them something, or people think you just think you're a joke.
Talk to me about your very first performance.
Oh man, my first performance was an open mic, and this is before, like, when I was writing in 2009 to 2010. I didn't know there was a place for me to go and share my work, so I was just writing. I had notebooks filled with poetry, and my friend invited me out to an open mic, and I read off my phone. This is the first time and the only time I ever read off of my phone, but just the reception, like when you get off stage, people can see that they're like, "Oh, you're really good." And as arrogant as people think I am, when people give me compliments, I kind of shout like, "Oh, you don't gotta say that." But I just totally agree. So that gave me my first performance gave me the confidence, like, no, I could do this.
What were some of the lyrics to your first performance? You remember right off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I can't even remember my middle name half the time.
It's a poem I still do today.
Okay.
It's called Inventory of the Heart, and it's basically it's a self-reflection piece. Just basically the inventory I went through, and I was like, as I look through my heart, through my mind, the first thing I find is a box labeled pride. It was a fairly large box, one I've never tried to hide. Inside had a note that said, "I don't walk, I glide." The next line said, "The world is mine." The last line said, "Why would you make me so fine?" It was just stuff like that.
I love it.
But back then I couldn't really say it like this, so I'm probably saying it like,
you reading out of your phone.
Yeah. But that taught me a lesson of memorize your poems. And I practice every day. I want everybody watching this, I practice every day. So I don't think it's just something that is easy to me.
But then it's your words though. So like you've created them, but you still have to memorize them.
You still have to memorize them. You still have to. But being that it's my work, as I'm writing, I'm kind of memorizing.
Okay.
So it's easy until it got to writing the book, and that's when it gets.
Now talk to me about this book, The Imperfect Brother.
That's when it gets
now,
tough.
who's the imperfect brother? It's not you.
It's the middle child. It's always the middle child. It's always the middle child. So, and that's what the Imperfect Brother is about. It's about me. As a kid, I didn't really find my thing. I tried to play basketball, but I didn't put the work in to be really good. So I lashed out. I'm more like a class clown. So I got my attention from being a class clown, while my brothers were A students and athletes and just, I feel like, geniuses. Like, all my brothers are so talented. So this is a reimagining where we have they're like actual superpowers in the book. So everybody has this extreme superpower, except the Imperfect Brother has no power. So y'all get this available on Amazon.
Okay, and so when did it drop?
It dropped last year, November 19th.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And so
it's different because it's a story, but the entire story is a poem. So it rhymes all the way through.
That's amazing.
I think so.
Okay, but I just have to ask you one question, and then I want people to go buy the doggone book.
Yes, ma'am.
So why would the middle brother, not have a superpower?
It's not that he doesn't have a superpower. It's just that he doesn't accept what his actual
superpower is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has I'm not gonna tell you, but he has a severe weakness that he views as a curse, but really he needs to use this to save the world. And it's just a metaphor, because I think the most powerful people get overlooked because they don't have the maybe physical aesthetic as someone else. But I want to write something for the underdog. I'm a big anime fan too. I don't know if you know.
Oh my goodness, I know a bunch of anime fans.
So if you're an anime fan, you like comic books, you will love the characters in the book. If you're a poetry fan, you got kids learning vocabulary words. It's perfect.
Okay, and so who's the target audience for the book?
The target audience, I would say middle school to high school, but anyone can get the message. I think all of us feel inadequate at some point.
Right.
But it's about putting the work in and it's about following your passion to save the world.
So was your process to create the Imperfect Brother just like your process for creating your poetry?
No, ma'am. No, it was different because when I write poetry, I write what's called bars. Like I'm always looking for a punchline
or a hook.
Yeah.
I'm old school. Yeah. Okay.
So that's how I write. Everything has to be kind of clever and kind of witty. But with this, I want it to be more descriptive and tell a story and get people to feel for the character. So I can't even write for shows while I'm writing a book. Like I have to switch on and off.
So we're gonna talk more about the poetry, but do you want to parlay the author and the poetry into screenplays at some point?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I figured as much.
Netflix, animated, live action. Yeah, I'm a big dreamer. I believe whatever you want to do, you can do it. So I want to do it. I want to do it all.
I love it. I just
want me a Netflix special of poetry, and then after that, my show will come on with my
look, all the comedians have Netflix shows,
right? And if you could see me up there for an hour, I know it'd be like that.
So is your poetry show an hour, 30-minute set? What kind of set is it?
Well, my one man show, Pushing Poetry. That's my brand. I did Pushing Poetry Volume 1, and I did an hour of poetry. Man.
And you can remember it all.
I practice every day.
Oh my goodness, Nick, that's absolutely amazing.
And I love my work, so it's kind of easy. But my biggest fear is going on stage and forgetting. Like I don't know how people do it. I know people do it all the time, but to go up there and forget my piece, that I dread it.
I know.
So I try to have a perfect performance when I go up.
So talk to me about your creative process. What's that like?
The first thing I do is I look at the real world, not my opinion of it, not the popular consensus of it. I look at what it really is, and then I try to relate it to something everybody can get. Like I have a poem called Lion King where I equate politics to the movie Lion King. So I just try to make it real, make it relatable, and make it witty at the same time. So I always start with the topic, and the first line is very important. So I come out with a haymaker for the first one, and then it'll fill itself out. So all the metaphors.
So is the Lion King about somebody sitting in the White House right now?
It could be it could be about any president that's not, or any leader that's not taking into account their people, all of their people.
I love it.
Like Scar.
Okay.
But definitely, it's a guy in office right now that he needs to hear it.
He can fit it. We're gonna make sure we send that one to the White House. So when you're writing, is it your audience in mind that you're writing for, or is it just what you feel and what you want to talk about? Are you always thinking about the audience? What's your primary target?
I used to write for me.
Mm-hmm.
I used to write, but since I've been getting booked more, and I feel like people pay you for a certain. Now I do write towards the audience. So when I'm performing, I'm viewing the audience. I'm seeing who was in the audience, and I tailor whatever to the audience now. Even if I'm saying something I know that they probably won't like. So
when you do a show, you don't already have like a set in mind.
No, ma'am. It's impossible.
That's amazing.
Unless someone has a theme of the show or conference or whatever that they're doing. But other than that, no, I gotta.
When you get there, you look at the audience.
Like,
and
I want to do an anime poem in somewhere where it's mostly like women or older women or something like that. I would do something that I feel like everybody can relate to.
That's a real talent.
But you gotta have a lot. So I got a lot of poems. I got a different set for every occasion. I just did a wedding the other day.
You had to estimate how many poems you have in your repertoire. How many do you have?
Probably like 120. Like available for a show, full poems, 120. Pieces of poems, 500. I got notebooks.
And you've been doing this a while.
I love to write. I love words. And I just love saying something when people hear it. They're like, I'm addicted to it. So I write all day.
And so in these crowds, how do they normally give you your accolades? Is it like this? Because, see, I'm trying to figure out what they do today. I don't know. I'm old. So what do they do? Do you hear them? How do they respond to you?
They always start off with, like, the first line is always, they all like,
Okay.
It's like, dang, man. Like that. But That's what I
That's
like.
the
I like
feedback.
I like a uncontrollable, like you seeing somebody get dunked on. You like, man. But that's what I love. That's really what drives me, like that crowd reaction, and that's when I really start.
Because you know, I mean, you know that they're feeling it.
That's when you know. You can't assume. That's when you get cocky, when you assume that it's good. But I think that makes for a bad performance. When you got to connect with the audience, and you got to feel that flow. And when you say something, they get it. Can't rush on. You got to kind of sit there
and let them feel it.
It comes with experience, though. Because I used to just
go through it fast.
Man. Until one day, a lady in the audience, she was like, "Slow down."
Okay.
And from that point on, every line hits. Things I won't even expect for people to get, they get.
They get it.
Yeah.
What's one piece you've written that changed you while you were writing it?
Man, I have a poem called "Nobody" that I tear up just thinking about it. Like the people it's called "Nobody" because it's about the people that are overlooked, and just when I perform it, this is not as loud. It's not like dang. It's like and as I was writing it, I just start to realize that when I'm talking to people, it could be one nobody in the audience, but that one nobody's gonna feel it more than any other poem.
Sounds like when I decided to run for office, an impetus for it was, those parents who are working 2 or 3 jobs and, don't have the ability to.
I feel that when you're saying that, you care about that.
Yeah, to speak up and represent their child. I felt like, okay, I have that opportunity. I'm going to represent mine, but I can represent theirs too.
That's beautiful. And that's what we need in politics.
Yeah.
And I could feel your sincerity in it. So that is just like that, like doing it for the people who kind of get overlooked and who have no one else to fight for them, and you willing to fight for them.
Absolutely. That's important.
That's beautiful.
Spoken word is powerful live, right? What does it feel like to perform your truth in front of an audience? Because it's really your truth.
It's a form of validation that is priceless. Because as the imperfect brother, you kind of spend your life looking for someone to tell you that you're good at something, that this was good. And in front of an audience, anytime I get off, people are gonna come to me and they're gonna offer whatever compliments, and I appreciate every compliment. So that's a humbling thing for me, is when people take their time out to stop me and tell me, nah, that was really
deep.
good.
That was good.
I felt that. So
who in this whole spoken word space do you look up to and you think really, really good? Is there anybody?
See, this is what people call me arrogant. Not that not anybody that I look up to. No, I haven't met anybody that I feel like I would want them to mentor me or anything.
Yeah.
But there's some guys that are really good. Like, and I my respect for them is the utmost. People from the city, guy Cashmere. It's like Bria, Poetic Flow, Sir. It's just people that I came up with, and they pushed me to be better. When I already thought I was the best, I heard people are like, oh, he might be a little bit better. But at this point I'm in now, nah.
Okay, well, good.
I respect all poets. Anybody willing to share a vulnerable message and really mean it, like you said, like the people that you like, I just respect that.
So how do you prepare yourself mentally? I mean, it's something when you walk out on a stage and you've got a crowd, you got 100, 200, 300, 500 people, and they're all looking at you. So mentally, how do you prepare yourself to go out there and do what you do? Well,
my routine, I need the day of a show, especially like the big show with the 400, 500, I need silence.
Okay.
I need to be alone. I need to be by myself. No cell phone. No distractions. I just need to lock in. That's what I call it. Just lock in. So, and after that, like even before a show, like I'm not drinking or partying. I'm probably in the corner in the chair, just silent. That's my thing. So when they call me up, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
So there's no like music that you listen to, or
no?
See,
no,
like me.
No.
You know, I might listen to some T.I. motivation.
No,
my haters coming at me, you know.
I used to watch battle rap before I perform, but now it's because you'll mimic those things. Like that's why I don't listen to any music or anything. Like because you'll take that and you were trying to sound like that, like just subconsciously. So now it's just silent, so I can center and just get to me.
I love it.
Be me.
And then just because you've got a whole lot that has to come out with your poetry.
Yeah. And
spoken word.
It's not just the saying it, like you gotta say it to make people feel it. So it's kind of like it's a performance, like you kind of acting a little bit. So it's a lot that goes into it. So, but you practice in the mirror like it's an audience out, and it helps out.
I love it.
Learned that from Kobe.
So you learned it from who?
From Kobe Bryant.
You did?
Yeah, he said when you practice it, practice like it's the fourth quarter, last 10 seconds, every play. That's how.
Everybody needs to know that, because if you want to perfect something, practicing is the best way to get it perfected, right?
Practice, and practice some more.
When we do media training, that's what we tell people all the time. Like,
repetition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you got to know your messages before anybody else, because, somebody will try and take you off your game.
See, there's a lot of competition out there.
There's
a lot of competition. That's why you got to work harder.
So in your poetry, do you deal with any social change issues?
I believe all of my poems are social change, because even I take even negative stereotypes. I have a poem called Thought that I reimagine. So everything I want to change your perception of whatever particular topic. So everything, and it's a lot of social change. I do a lot of social media related poems.
Why about bullying? Because there's a whole bunch of bullies on social media.
Well, more about your self-worth. Like your self-worth is not calculated by your followers and likes.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, because some people, they just live for it.
And I've been victim of it. I go back and see how many likes I get over a certain amount of time, but it goes better when you just post it and forget it. Just worry about whatever the next content is going to be. That's been working out.
So what do you think, from a social change perspective, one of your biggest spoken word poetry has been? You had to say your number one from a social change perspective would be.
I have a new poem. It's called Memphis Anthem, and it repeats the phrase "set them free" and R.I.P. And the social change comes from, we're gonna stop glorifying jail culture, stop glorifying street war, things like that. So that's the thing I want to attack first, because that's growing up. That's all I saw. It's like people thought you were cool because you were in jail, or you cool because somebody died around, and people gained clout off that. So that's what it's about.
I love
and all this on my social media, Nick Jones the Nova.
People need to follow you. So
TikTok,
can you give me a few lines from that one?
Yeah. So it goes, set them free, R.I.P. You see, that's my city's anthem. Where I'm from, you either selling bowls, you throwing bowls, or you throwing a tantrum. You see, harm is everywhere. And they got arms in the air, but they got no answers. They just dancing around the problems. They teaching twerking to daughters and raise the sons to be heartless. And I don't care what you charging. You ain't a baller if you buy designer for bargains. Because even if you got it from Target, they will make you a target and change your life for a coffin. In my city, it happens often. So take heed, proceed with caution. If you die here, your seed will be adopted. Set them free, R.I.P. It's a lot to that one.
Oh, I love it.
It's a lot to that one.
So we need to send that to the. We need to send that to. Has Mayor Young seen that one?
No,
we need to send that one to the mayor. Okay?
Not yet, but I want to make sure that my poetry is heard around the world. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate you giving me a leg up into your audience to share my art.
Oh my goodness, they need to hear this. They need to hear this.
I believe so.
So what's next for you? What would you like to do next?
Well, my next project is working on book number 2.
Okay.
It's a 3-book series, so I'm about 60% done with book 2. So that's going to be released this year, and Pushing Poetry Volume 2 this year as well.
Okay, and so talk to me about the cities that you've been to recently. Where have you been?
Oh man, recently Las Vegas was amazing. They treated me like I was the best thing they ever heard. Las Vegas was great. Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia.
Okay, we were there a couple of years ago.
My guy Matt Capone does trap poetry. It's a huge movement in poetry. So I say those are my top 2: Las Vegas in Alexandria,
Okay.
Virginia. Of course, Nashville, but that's like another home.
Yeah, that's 3 hours away. That's good though.
Yeah.
That's
They
still
show
that's
love. Nashville, great poets.
okay.
Great
Are
poets.
you doing anything here in Memphis though, locally? Are there any opportunities for people in Memphis to see you?
Yes, man, absolutely. Wednesdays, Words of the Rose, downtown is a big one. I actually have a show tonight at Piece of Me Poetry. It's every Monday at Curtis Givens restaurant. So y'all come out, get some good pizza and hear some good poetry. Monday nights.
Okay. Back in when the National Civil Rights Museum reopened, like one of the things we did was like a spoken word contest.
That was huge.
Yeah.
That was huge.
So-
People were fighting over that.
We love that. So my sister Dawn, the middle child,
Right.
it was her idea, and we pitched it to the Civil Rights Museum, and they loved it. So I think
was
we did it like
amazing.
3 years, 4
It
years.
was amazing, giving out good money
We
to
were
win.
giving-
Yeah,
we were really
I
giving
remember that. A couple of my friends won that.
Yeah.
That was
We
great.
had
But we need
fun.
things like that to show kids. There are other outlets to express yourself and have fun. So, and that was a good one. And to have it at the Civil Rights in Memphis.
I think we gave, if I recall, it was like we would give a topic, and then they'd write to the topic. It was it was really
Now that makes it
cool.
challenging.
I
when
know.
you have to write something from scratch, something fresh. That's a challenge.
Okay, so what are your dreams or goals that you're still chasing? I know you're going to write another book, and what are you chasing?
My ultimate dream is to become the greatest poet of all time, and 200 years from now, they'll have a class studying how Nick Nova wrote his poetry. That's my biggest goal. But I still want that Netflix special, and I want to be able to mentor a new generation of poets that can tell their truths, not in a stereotypic poetic way, but in a real way. So that's going to be another class I'm going to start either this year or next year. I want to make it real where kids can come to the facility and learn poetry from the best.
I love it. What are your final thoughts before we wrap up? Because I think this is awesome.
My final thoughts are thank you. I appreciate it. I just want to tell everybody to find you a passion and chase your dream, and don't let anything stop you.
All right, and any final is it bars? I don't want to say the right thing. Any final bars you want to lay out for the viewers?
This is what I always say at the end of every show.
Okay.
When I'm done, y'all don't have to snap nor clap. Just promise me you won't backtrack nor slack. Please, 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 my people, wake up and conquer your dream.
I love it, Nick Nova.
Poems for everything.
Thank
you, cousin.
Thank you, cousin.
This was great.
And
I knew
you
it.
can come back anytime.
I'll be back.
Okay, please.
I'll be back.
When the second book is out, and let me hold this up, and we're going to take pictures of it to make sure people can go and get The Imperfect Brother.
Imperfect Brother,
It's
available on Amazon.
Okay?
Amazon.
And then please go follow my cousin Nick Nova on all his social media
Big thing.
platforms.
TikTok, YouTube.
Facebook, YouTubes, all of that.
Everything.
Okay? Nick, you're welcome to come back anytime on Dialogue with
I
Deidre.
feel so welcome here. It feels like home.
Anytime.
I appreciate it.
And thank you for watching Dialogue with Deidre. We'll see you next week.